Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jesse's Card Empire. Couple quick announcements and then I'll get into the video. For the next week, the TCG Player Store will be hidden away. You won't be able to order cards, but there is a reason for that. I have good news. I got my daytime job back. The one that COVID pulled away from me. I got my 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. job back. So while I'm working that and working out my job I picked up after we got closed, and it all kind of cut into my time to dedicate to the channel. Now that I have that back, I will be able to put more time into the channel. I will be trying to get up a regular video rotation as well as revitalizing my streaming plans. So we're going to be doing all of that. But I need to take some time to get everything else in order, figure out how I want to work that schedule. So just some time away from all that while I'm handling everything else, to get everything organized so we can come back bigger, better than ever, and able to bring you more content. So that being said, today we are going to be drafting some Zendikar Rising. We blind drafted this once, but while playing through my Mastery Pass and just grinding games of Standard because the Omnath deck is broken AF, and I was going to I actually filmed an episode before they banned Uro, that I didn't get up before they banned Uro, where I was like, should Uro be banned? And the answer to that question, yes. And they did. Now, is Uro the only thing that probably needs to be banned? No. Has Standard become pretty stale to a lot of people? Yes. And the numbers show that. What is it with the current super competitive event that's today, the day of recording, which is October 8th. I should also have this up today. But day one of the event, and Omnath is fucking 4-color Omnath is literally 71% of the day one meta. So yeah, that's a thing. Other than that, though, the actual paper product, I love the collector's boosters for this. Hitting the fetch lands and the expeditions is amazing. I love the feel. I love the limited environment for this set. So while Omnath is a problem and Lotus Cobra is a problem, the minute you eliminate those, then you just have the Adventures deck taking over, or Red resurges back with Embercleave. So there's just so many other things that are a problem right now. I think Rogues is a really good deck to invest in, because Omnath inevitably gets hit, right? And I think Rogues is really good, and also Rogues has a pretty good matchup against them. But that's enough talk about Dreary Standard. Let's draft some Zendikar Rising. Since I have a token entry, get my complimentary mountain. I do love that mountain art, though. It is really nice. Alrighty, here we are with the first pack. Our rare is Kargan Intimidator, which is a 2-mana 3/1. Cowards can't block warriors! I gotta... We're on a time clock, but I gotta do it. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Every time I see that line of text, that's what I think. Anyhow. Choose one that has been chosen. Gets +1/+1. Target creature becomes a coward, and target warrior gains trample. Okay, that's not bad. That's a good aggro card. We got the Vision, Cinderclasm, Fireblade Charger, Smite the Monstrous, Anti-Cognition, really good counterspell. Turn Timber Ascetic. There's nothing in here that really speaks to me, so we're just going to take the rare. It's good. and Warrior Tribal would be fun. We could also end up going more party, party hardy. I do like Acquisitions Expert a lot, but I'm seeing this Blood Beckoning. Okay, that's not the one I thought it was. I was thinking of the removal spell that's very similar in what it looks like. Still a good card. There's also Hellhound. I want to take the Hellhound because if we go into a nice little aggro shell, that could be pretty good. Okay, so we got makes us get through. The Tuk Tuk Rebel Fort isn't bad because all of our stuff gets haste. Also, Spitfire like that is just great reach. Let's take the Gomafata Vanguard. Nahiri's Binding is really good. There's not a good red pick in this pack at all. Malakir Blood Priest is pretty spicy. A 2-mana 2/1 that ETBs, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures in your party. We already picked up a pair of warriors. Or we could take the Binding and go Boros. I think we got to take the Binding. It is removal, and we're following Bread. We're following Bread-ish. I never fully follow Bread. For those of you who don't know what Bread is a drafting acronym. It's bombs, removal, evasion, something dirt. I forgot what the A is. Nirkana Skitter Sneak is pretty good. Do we want the Molten Guide Beast? I don't think so. What about let's take Molten Blast. It's on Keller removal in case we don't end up in white. So here we got a nice little evasive Raptor. Some more Hellhound. I don't hate that idea. And the Pyroclastic Hellion is also nice. Let's take more Fire Dog. Oh, there's the Pyroclastic Hellion. Not that Mind Rot was ever playable, but it definitely isn't now that this exists. It's literally the same cost, same spell speed. We're gonna take the Hellion. More Dog, or actually, I want the Sky Dancer. So we're back to our first pack, Fire Bleach. Okay. We're gonna take Charger. Let's take the Mucklord. Spitfire Legak. I guess we're going to be going into Rakdos. Hey, he tabled. Cool. Okay. So white dried up. So we chopped the Nahiri's Binding. We picked up some black cards. We're probably going to be Rakdos. Confounding Conundrum doesn't really help us. We just Scorch Rider. Dreadworm, Drawn a Silencer. Those are all D's. Rasa Sproutling. Oh god, it's like Baby Vengevine. Artwork, not effect. It's the artwork is literally Baby Vengevine, which is terrifying. Let's take the Silencer. It's expensive, but it is removal. So we'll take another Sky Dancer because it has evasion. That's an Akiri Fearless Voyager. That's interesting. Ooh, Thunder and Rebuke is really good. I'm also a pretty big fan of Subtle Strike, but we're going to take a Rebuke. 4 damage to something is pretty good. Yeah, this one is a tough one. I think we're going to take a Scorch Rider. I know there were a couple others. Synchronize. Spellcraft 4 damage to target creature and X damage to that creature's control over X creatures in your party. We're going to take Song Mad Ruins. Threaten effects are not something I normally would be big on, but because I can just run it as a land. Sneaking Guide. Taking a Fissure Wizard. Looks like we're going to be Rakdos Party and friends, because we'll have things like Lagak and Hellhound. But for the most part, we're going to be a party deck. Let's take the Snake. Take the Dreadworm. Take Expedition Champion. I think we're aggro enough to take 1 Sizzling Barrage. I'm not a huge fan of the card, unless you have a nice aggressive shell where you're just swinging constantly. So okay, and that is pack 2. Pack 3, Crawling Barrens. It's not a bad rare. Fits into anything. Let's take the Skitter Sneak. That is a flip land. Ooh. Okay. Deadly Alliance. There we go. That is a good card. Feed the Swarm. Also a good card. So we have some solid removal now. More Lagak. It can help close out the game. We're going to take a Malakir Rebirth and We're going to run it in the land slot. So that and Song Mad Treasury, we will cut a mountain in a swamp, and we will be running those instead as bad mountains and swamps with the upside of having a spell attached to them if need be. The Electrum... I think this is the better card, but I think we can successfully build solid parties. So I want the wizard that gives me mana based on the number of party members. I'm going to take the cleric. Alright. Take Coveted Prize. It's an interesting card. Take another Scorch Rider. Oh, Ghastly Gloom Hunter, common background. We'll take that. We'll take the Rubble Fort. It doesn't matter. It's just sideboard. 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 All right. So this is our current pile. I will jump ahead here, and you can see what it looks like when I've finally trimmed it down. And here we are. So we trimmed it down. We got it down to 40. Party focused. Trim some lands because we're playing some MDFCs. So let's go ahead and jam some games. Alrighty, got a pretty good starting hand. I'm going to keep this. Got a nice little curve. Maybe we just aggressively curve out. We got our good boy. Oh, yes, he is a good boy. He is a good boy. Alright, mountain to start. See what our opponent's up to. Opponent also leads with mountain. Do they lead with one drop? They do not. So we will go Kargan Intimidator. Okay, they Spike Field Hazard him. He was not built to last. I thought about playing Fissure Wizard first, but I didn't really have anything that I was at a point where I was like, I want to discard this. Pass. See what our opponent's up to. They have 2 mountains now. What else they got? Island. Okay. Chill of the Depths. Sure, I will flash in the Sky Dancer. Mill them too. Another Cleric of Chill Depths. So get in. We're gonna play the Legak. Because he can swing through the Cleric, and if the Cleric wants to block, that's fine. Because he still does stuff even if he's stuck tapped for a minute. He's still spitting fire. Opponent really in the tank here. What you got? What you got? What you got? Scorch Rider, not kicked. Alright. So feed the swarm. Attack. Play Fissure Wizard. So they play Expedition Diviner and a Sneaking Guide. Okay. Opponent growing their board. Swing in for 3. See how they block her. They don't. So let's just play Skitter Sneak. Because it seems like they're going to have issues with 3/4s. Because if they actually want to kill them, they have to give up 2 creatures. Sure. Our opponent thought it said it can't block. Thought it can't be blocked. Nice. Alright, let's go to combat. Skitter Sneak to Ligak. Go in. And we'll play a Scorch Rider. They also play a Scorch Rider. All attack. Okay, but you're just dead. And there's the game. All right. Opponent not realizing that they were just dead. On to the next game. All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this hand. It's a pretty low curve hand other than the Hellion Deadly Alliance will automatically be reduced by 2 within 2 turns because I'll have a rogue and a warrior. And the Song Mad Treachery is our 3rd land if necessary. Oh, opponent milling us hard with a maddening cacophony. So I'm expecting blue-black mill, blue-black rogues. We have a pretty good party assembled. Let's get C4 Stalker out of the way. Get in for some damage. I'm sure they have a Flash Rogue, but I gotta try. Duelist A. Yep. We're down to 16 cards in library. Opponent is milling us out pretty quickly. Hey, we finally got our 4th land. Hit our opponent for 6. Stick the Mucklord, and I think we're wide enough next turn that our opponent can't effectively... Oh! They got the Skitter Sneak. Okay, maybe they do have some effective blocks. Or they're gonna throw it away. Sure. What do we draw off the top? Okay, we got our own Skitter Sneak. Yep. Yep. So we have a 4/4 with menace or 3 damage. What does our opponent do? Because they can't attack us right now. Or they are screwed. Come on, removal spell off the top. Oh, and they're still in there too. We could draw it right here. Oh! Okay. That's permanent. It's not a till end of turn type deal. I guess we're gonna go chill mode for a minute. Since they just stole our Skitter Sneak. Kicking a Cunning Geyser Mage seems pretty good. Yep, hit us for 4. We're down to 12. No 1, it's a land, that's good. We draw another land. Give our opponent good game. And scoop it up. Ugh. Maddening Cacophony right off the bat was pretty brutal. Not really much you can do about that when your opponent just turn 2, mill you for 8, and promptly has all of their rogues turned on for the rest of the game. Alrighty. Dreadful Destiny is our next opponent. Pretty good hand. We got a removal spell. We got 2 removal spells, and we got some mid-game creatures. Decent amount of lands. We're gonna keep. Hopefully we don't get Maddening Cacophony on turn 1 again. Or turn 2. That was pretty bonkers. Opponent starting off with some spare supplies, swamps, and finally a forest on turn 3. Skyclave Shade A. Well, we will play our Guldraz Mucklord. Get some crocodiles down. Such a weird position for a crocodile to be in. No blocks. Come on in. Play a Spitfire Legak. No attacks. Highborn Vampire is a thick boy. Block the Shade. Find out if they have the trick. They do not. Replay it kicked, sure. So we will play a land. slap our opponent down. The Blight Priest is just hanging out to probably trade with Highborn Vampire. Okay, so they Rabid Bite our Legak. That's not fun. We'll take the trade. Malakir Rebirth, okay. So getting to use that as a removal spell. 2 life, destroy target blocking creature isn't bad. We will go ahead and get in for 2. And past our opponent, we have a kill spell if necessary, so... we can also flash in the Rogue. Sure. They spend their turn recasting that kick. Sure, they sure are. It's fine with me. Pass. We'll take that. We'll flash in the Rogue. Mill our opponent. We can put our opponent to 1 off of Treachery. Let's kill the Shade. Make them replay it. And pass the turn. Because if they don't have a pump spell here with the Vampire, we just win off of Song Mad. Sure. They play the Dreadworm. Play the land. Would you like to recast the Shade as a smaller version? They do, but it can't block. They don't attack with the Vampire. Okay. So. They already can't block the Sky Dancer. So let's just do that. Play that. Attack. And that's game. Alrighty, here we are with our next opponent, Warpig. Alright, and we have a nice little curve for land with a MDFC hand. We will keep. Opponent mulliganed. Lead with a mountain. Play a swamp. We're just gonna curve out here because it's a strong thing you can do. We'll attack. And we will just play down Mucklord because he blocks the survivor. Brush fire element for the opponent. Plays land? Plays land. Yep. Alrighty. So that's a cleric. That'll give us a rogue and a wizard, so the next turn. Yep, that's fine. Sure, get in for 3. Yep. Boom. Yep. We will flash in the Sky Dancer. Mill our opponent for 2. We'll actually play Charger. Oh, we screwed that up. I should have just played this and then I could have played that. We'll just get in for 2 in the air. And we'll sit back. Because next turn I can play both of these because of where our party counts are. We'll give up the crocodile to pump up the Sky Dancer. Hitting our opponent with the big beatdown. They give up their 1/1 Death Toucher against our 2/1? Okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do. Dauntless Survivor. Gonna put the +1/+1 counter on the Scorch Rider. Plays the land. I think we just double block. And now we have firmly cemented a good lead. Wish we could kick that. And we'll attack like that. Opponent's down to 2. We have lethal in air, and we are sitting at 11. What are they going to do? I mean, he's big, but he doesn't win you the game. All right, there we go. Another victory. Picking up the W. Alrighty. So we got an MDFC. We got a little bit of a higher curve, but I'm okay with this. We got Fissure Wizard to start us off. Oh. Play our Swamp. Opponent leading with a Nectar Pod. So we will Fissure. We will get rid of the Pyroclastic Hellion to draw a card now, because that's a good deal away. A lot can happen in the next couple of turns. Yep, opponent gaining life. Got that 1/3. Marasa Rootgrazer. So our opponent is definitely a landfall deck. Pass, turn. Yep, opponent gaining some life. Canopy Bailoff. I don't know why it's Canopy Bailoff. Like, you can see it sits up on trees and floating hedrons and stuff. And it doesn't have reach, or landfall doesn't give it flying. No blocks. They can get in for 3. I think we just start holding down the board with some Lagak. Get in for 2. Boom. Alright. Opponent picks one of their lands back up to guarantee landfall, but then draws the land anyhow. That's gotta be rough. Opponent is doing some really hard math here. Okay, Scaled Heights. They can play an additional one. Sure. Canopy Bay less than 8/7, but I still just chump it with my wizard. Sure. Need some of my removal. I think if he swings Canopy Bailoff, a double block. Sure. That threat's gone. Rapid Bite? And here he's binding. Okay. feel like we're finally starting to catch up. They root grazer. A planes back to their hand. Replay it. Gain their life. Uses the root grazer to get another basic and another life. Crag played Bailoff. That's hexproof haste. Yeah. No blocks. I'll take 6. I can't even song Matt. Treachery, that boy. He's too big. But Lagak 2 does mean we can double block it. Yep, gain your life. Yep. We each get to draw a card. Got a Blood Priest. I have a rogue. I have rogues in play, so. Double block. You have a pump. Nope. Just accepting the loss. Okay. Turn Timber Ascetic. Sure. Boom. Get in. Pass it back to our opponent. Okay, we're in a bad spot. All right. Scoop it up, because we're not getting out of that spot. Alrighty, here with our next round. We got our pack one, pick one. We got a MDFC. We got a good curve. I think we're gonna keep. Reclaim. Well, sneaking guide, turn 1, we were going to have a decent party set up. Yep, Marasa Root Grazer, bane of our existence the last game. This is the same person, actually. Yeah. This is out of spite for last game. Boom. How's that for a turn? Threw us off a little bit, but not by much. Sure. That costs us no life. And turn. And our opponent scoops it up. That's how you get the quick win with Rakdos Party. Alrighty. We cannot keep that. There is one land. We can't keep this, however. We have an MDFC and 2 lands. We will keep 6. We will put the Hellion back in the deck. We will actually start off with the Malakir Mire tapped. Because I don't know at what rate we're going to draw things, so I would rather sequence our lands so we curve out when at all possible. Get in for 3. We will play Goldraz Mucklord. Adventure awaits. Opponent gets a Hagra Constrictor. Okay. Well, we will play a land. All attack. Get in for 5. Play the Legak. Past our opponent. If our opponent tries to play one big blocker, we have the Rebuke, and then we can slam them pretty hard. We slam them for 8, they'll go to 4, and I think they'll probably just concede. Yeah, okay, so they play Constrictor. Do I even care about Constrictor? No, I don't. Because I can go... and then... Give him +1/+1. All attack. They're down to 2. And they scoop it up right then and there. Alright, here we are with our next opponent. Cult Zanity. Very interesting hand. We have payoffs for Party. We have a Warrior. We have a Hellion. We have a decent amount of lands. I don't think we can keep this hand. Okay, this is better. We'll put back one of the lands. We will start with the Swamp. Opponent is on green. Hopefully nothing that interacts with flying, because I can just stick this Gloom Hunter next turn and start chipping in, gaining life. That would be nice. Gnarlid Colony. Well, we'll play our 1/1 flying lifelink for 2. Yep. No blocks. And then taunting Arbor Mage, sure. Play that. Play Marauding Blight Priest, so now the lifelink will trigger and they'll drain another one. Another one! No blocks. We will just take the damage. We're probably going to stick a Mucklord so we can start blocking. Yeah, so... so they take 2, I gain 1. Opponent's in the tank on this. What you got? What you got, opponent? Okay. All that. So much buildup, so much tension, so much drama. Okay, and we will play Mucklord. Easy blocks. And then also, if they kill the Mucklord, I can make the Gloom Hunter bigger. More lifelink means less dying for Jesse, which is great. And then I think next turn we go wide. Thundering Rebuke. Okay. So yeah, we need to block the Grotag and Night Runner. Sure. So now it is 14 all. They're running out of resources. We're just desperately needing lands. That's really good. Sure. So let's gang block the Arbor Mage. Canopy Band. There it is. Hang it in there, thanks to Lifelink. Yep. So this is gonna chump that. You're gonna kill that. Yep. Alrighty. What do they do? pass. Yep, makes it a coward. Has to. Has to make it a coward. Yep, down to 4. Didn't draw an answer. So you can hit me for 6 next turn. Wow. Good game. Alright, that's going to wrap up the draft. Unfortunately, opponent having just the right cards at just the right time. But we did pretty well for our little Rakdos pile. So let's get our prizes. 1,600 gems and 4 Zendikar Rising boosters. Plug our mastery tree real quick. Always fill out the black tree first. Yep. Alright, we will crack our 5 boosters, 4 from the draft, 1 from the mastery tree. See what we get, and then we're going to call it. So, Thieving Skydiver. Come on. We got a rare wild card. We got Tabarak's Hope's Demise. Felidar Retreat. I think that puts me in a place out of those, so won't be seeing that card anymore. Ooh, Leyline Tyrant. There we go. That's a good hit. Glasspool Mimic. Alright. That's going to be the video, guys. Thank you for watching. And as always, if this is your first time here, like, subscribe, do all the fun YouTube stuff. It really helps the channel out. Like I said, coming next week, streaming schedule, not next week, but the week after, I should finally have all that figured out. So I'll be able to let you guys know what's going on. Again, temporary shutdown on the TCG Player Store. It will be reopening on the 15th. So a week from today of the video filming. It will be back up and running. Full inventory that we had before. Also, one of my friends has designed a new little Ugin with the name of the channel and the shop on it. And it looks like it would make a lovely little button. So I might be making buttons if that's something you guys would be interested in. With Ugin on them, so I think that would be really cool. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.